How to Catch a Tiger seems harmless, but, in truth, it's a technical and operational manual for advanced cognitive training of operatives in the FBI, CIA, Secret Service, and is also used to train various military special operations teams. Welcome to the cutting edge of the newest technology to emerge from the labors of the Zero Friction Machine Company. Today we will discuss the newest release, the TPD-3, or the Tiger Phrase Device. Overview of device. We have before us a short structure, 3 lines. How to catch a tiger before a tiger catches you is how to catch a tiger. This is a closed-loop instruction system delivered in compact language with a temporal hinge at its core. It does not progress linearly. It rotates, it folds, it produces pressure. The more time you spend holding it, the hotter it gets. It is not poetic. It is not anecdotal. It is architectural. This is not something to understand. This is something to train with. In elite environments, this phrase is treated as equipment, the same way a sidearm, a compass, or a blade might be treated. It is not theoretical. It is operational. Secondary primary function of the TPD-3. The Tiger Phrase Device, TPD-3, is used in training environments to sharpen preemptive cognition, temporal positioning, and threat inversion response. It serves 4 primary functions. Immediate role reversal awareness. Reverses perceived subject-object relationship in real time. Turns hunter into hunted instantly. Helps identify when ego or control assumptions are leading to exposure. Timing, compression, calibration. Installs the principle that timing is the only leverage. Builds capacity to act before the window closes, not during and never after. Cognitive reflex conditioning. Trains for instantaneous reframing under pressure. Builds neurological reflexes around paradox and inversion. Thought containment, neutralization. Destroys looping thought constructs by installing self-detonating logical architecture. Prevents overprocessing or freezing in mental complexity. Each of these are trained through active engagement with the phrase using specific drills, spoken forms, time-restricted reactions, and inner visualization. Third, the phrase as a practice object. This device is not meant to be understood in the ordinary sense. It is meant to be repeated, challenged, inhabited, sparred with. Operators do the following. Speak it aloud in different tones. Command, whisper, flat, rising. Translate it across languages and back again. Reverse the syntax and reconstruct the same loop. Time themselves. How long before their brain slows down reading it? Try to act it out physically with other trainees, as in Tiger operator simulation drills. With use, the phrase begins to rewire the operator's temporal orientation, meaning the operator begins to notice how late their thoughts usually arrive, how often they think after threat is already present, how rarely they are before the moment. This device builds that before muscle, not intellect. Edge awareness. Fourth, what is being practiced? Let's isolate that. When someone trains with this phrase over time, under pressure, in different environments, they are not learning what it means. They are training the capacity to orient inside paradox, threat, and time asymmetry. They are practicing reversal speed, the ability to see that they are the prey while they are planning to be the predator. Window recognition, the felt sense of when a moment can be moved through and when it's already closed. Agent displacement awareness, learning to catch the shift from I am the actor to I am the target in real time. Pre-verbal movement, acting without requiring words. The phrase internalizes into nonverbal neural response. Containment, resistance, refusal to get locked in loops of intellectual pursuit when action is required. This isn't wordplay. This is neurological discipline. It builds operational stillness, temporal edge reading, and combat rhythm. What improves with practice? Operators who train regularly with the TPD-3 experience increased capability in a number of domains. Combat and movement, react to shifting threat vectors without conscious deliberation. Preempt attack gestures and body language with half-second advantage. Negotiation and interrogation, spot role reversal, and power pivot mid-sentence. Pre-frame opponent tactics and collapse them before deployment. Leadership and presence, embody asymmetry, appear unpredictable, untouchable, slightly ahead. Evoke fear or reverence without any visible action. Language mastery. Speak in structures that cannot be tracked. Deliver directives that reverse themselves without contradiction. Cognitive immunity. Resistant to baited questions. Impossible to trap in logic spirals. The phrase reshapes the reaction window. You start to feel when something is about to happen, and you respond in pre-moment. This is what operators refer to as catching the tiger in the breath before the breath. Sixth, failure modes. Improper use of the TPD3 leads to known pitfalls, overanalysis, paralysis. Attempting to solve the phrase leads to mental rigidity. The phrase is not meant to be solved. It is meant to solve you. Temporal lag addiction. Interpreting the phrase too slowly dulls preemptive reflexes. Training with delay conditions can create intellectual safety zones. False. Loop entanglement. Thinking the phrase means something specific causes you to get stuck inside the language. The phrase is designed to escape meaning by acting through time. False superiority syndrome. Believing one has mastered it leads to loss of edge. The tiger always moves when you declare yourself safe. This phrase requires continuous practice. It is a sharp edge. Left unattended, it rusts in the mind. Or worse, it bites the hand that once wielded it. Seventh, drill examples. Operators are trained in exercises like the 3-line breath drill. Read the 3 lines aloud, 1 per breath with no pause between. Observe internal reaction. Repeat until neutral. Reverse pursuit exercise. Write out reversed versions of the phrase. A tiger catches you. Before you catch a tiger is how a tiger catches you. Observe the mind's stability. Note how each phrasing reconfigures awareness. Echo collapse. Drill. Speak the phrase to a partner. Have them repeat it with inversion. Train until both can alternate without delay or stumble. This trains mirror awareness under speed. 8 internalization signs. You'll know the phrase has been internalized when you respond to threats without needing to name them. You feel a shift in the environment half a second before it changes. You begin acting in the world without seeking confirmation first. You can end a conversation with 3 lines that fold the listener into their own words. These are not traits of intelligence. These are traits of operative time positioning. And this is what the tiger phrase teaches, to act from outside the frame of known time. 9. The tiger isn't a metaphor. Let's be blunt. In training, the phrase is never explained as symbolic. There is no metaphor. The tiger is a tiger. It is what moves faster than thought. It is what ends things if you're too slow. It is what catches you the moment you begin to think about catching it. This is why the phrase is used, because it cannot be reduced. Operators who attempt to translate the tiger into metaphor dilute the timing. The phrase loses force. It becomes safe, controlled, decorative. In real environments, there is no decoration, so the tiger stays real, and so must your response. The edge between knowing and moving. Here's the core truth embedded in this training tool. If you ask how, you may already be too late. The phrase embeds this condition into its architecture. So in training, you begin to learn how to move without asking. You begin to see before the moment appears. And this is what's being practiced, to move without the false anchor of knowledge, to act in the direction of threat, not away from it, to understand that the only kind of how that works is already complete before the sentence finishes. 11th, in closing, the TPD3 this 3-line phrase is not just a mental object. It is a time-sensitive instrument that measures your relation to the moment. It is a test of timing, a mirror of your position, a blade in reverse, a way of knowing when you're already dead, but it is also a way out. If you train with it, if you practice not just what it says, but how it behaves, you begin to form a new kind of cognition. A precognition, a tiger sense, a rhythm that moves before reason. Operators call this living in the breath before the breath. Others call it edge living. Others don't call it anything at all. They just move, and the world moves differently around them. That's how you catch a tiger.